Favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
Why did that happen in Fayetteville, Arkansas?
Dixon Street. It'll get you.
Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
You want answers.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Jones for the win. He got it. He got it. He got it. Mason Jones banks in a three with 0.1 seconds to play.
All right, hold on. It's almost halftime.
Into the second day of this crazy week, and we welcome you back inside our studios for a Tuesday edition of Halftime. Phil Elson along with Matt Smackdown Jenkins, Matty T over there in the fort. Good to be with you today. 877-377-6963, the number to get with us. You were kind of wondering, what are you going to talk about when there's no actual games going on right now? I don't think we're going to have much of a problem today. And This will probably lead us for the rest of the afternoon for sports talk. With the bombshell dropped earlier this morning, exactly the way that news usually breaks, especially when it comes from athletes these days, unless it's on the Players Tribune. It's on Twitter or it's on Instagram, and that's exactly where Tom Brady made the big announcement today. I don't know if it seems like it's any surprise right now with what's going on the last, really not just since the end of the football season, but really since New England lost in the Super Bowl to Philadelphia a couple years ago. You kind of wondered about how long this marriage would last. And, yes, the comeback win over Atlanta in the Super Bowl 2 years ago might have patched things up for a little bit, but now the Brady-Belichick marriage has gone the way of the Beatles. And who are you going to blame for breaking them up? Is there a Yoko Ono in this situation? Kind of we have to be thankful, I think, with this situation today, SmackDown. One, because a lot of us just hate the Patriots, right?
Yes.
You know, a lot of us just do not like the New England Patriots and Tom Brady and his stupid face. That's a Steelers fan that's saying this, and you can look at this two ways and be the same person at the same time. You can look at this and say, gosh, I'm so happy that this dynasty has been broken up. I was sick and tired of it, and they broke your hearts time and time again. It doesn't matter if you're a Steelers fan or if you're a Jets fan or a Bills fan or the Falcons. I think the only fan base that's over there laughing as to what they did to the Patriots would have been the Giants, the New York Giants, with the two victories in the Super Bowl over Brady and Belichick. But an era has come to an end, and you have to, at least if you hate the Patriots, if you dislike Tom Brady, you can't help but look at the body of work over these past 20 years and think to yourself, goodness gracious, we will never see anything like that again in the sport of football. Absolutely nothing.
Well, I mean, you as sports fans, you always want to see the greatest play. Like, I'm 27 years old. I didn't get to live in the era of Michael Jordan. I didn't get to live in the era of, like, Joe Montana or all those legendary football players from past, Michael Jordan. I caught the tail end of Kobe Bryant's career. I was alive during that point, but, I mean, when I became a basketball fan, I got the tail end of, like, the three-peat with Pau Gasol and that three-peat with the Lakers. You want to see the greatest. Tom Brady, despite whatever anybody thinks, will go down as the greatest quarterback to ever play this game. And he's got the stats, he's got the rings, he's got the Pro Bowls, he's got the AFC East titles. He's got the resume to back it up. He'll go down as the greatest quarterback to have played up to this point. The greatest quarterback to ever have played the game.
Well, and you have to be careful as to how you're approaching this too, because this isn't a retirement. And when you read Brady's statement,
yes, exactly.
When you read his statement, he doesn't really let you know that. And I guess we all expected he wasn't going to retire. I know there were things that he'd said and that he was still looking to play elsewhere, but you had to wait about 2/3 of the way through. I'd call it a run-on paragraph. Don't be afraid to hit the enter button and then the tab button over once, Tom, to make it a little easier to read this extremely long paragraph in very small print that most people are reading on their phones today. You have to wait until what? I mean, this is really like almost 3 sentences down from the end of this, where he says, although my football journey will take place elsewhere,
Yep.
I appreciate everything we've achieved and grateful for our team accomplishments. Up until that point, it was a long goodbye, and it had the feel of a retirement letter. Although we knew it wasn't going to happen that way.
Right.
So yes, you have to talk. You can talk about the idea that, hey, you want to always watch the greatest. I happen to agree. I don't know if we'll see another quarterback ever quite like Tom Brady. And even though the rules have changed dramatically throughout the last 20 years to make things a little bit easier for the passing game and certainly for the quarterback to stay upright, I do believe that you could take Tom Brady and insert him into almost any era of football, and he would be successful. You know, there's a few quarterbacks from back in the day you could say the same thing about right now, and I think they would match Brady almost throw for throw. But when you look at the stats, you look at the championships, well, how can you combat against 6 titles, 14 Pro Bowls, 5 times an All-Pro, 3-time NFL MVP, to do it with one team for 20 years? But now there's the other idea that you're going to have to get used to seeing him in another uniform.
Yeah.
And for Patriots fans, not for anybody else, for Patriots fans,
that's going to kill them.
This is painful, immensely painful, more painful than when Johnny Damon left the Red Sox and signed with the New York Yankees, more painful than the end of Ted Williams' career that came without a World Series championship, maybe even more painful than that ground ball going through Bill Buckner's legs. To see Tom Brady, their golden boy, in another team's uniform is going to cause pain in New England. And you know what? Good. They've had plenty to root for in these last 20 years.
They've had 20 years to do it, so
that's
fine.
right. Suffer the feelings everybody else has been feeling in the game of football for these last 20 years, and we now finally get to look at it and say the Patriots are dead. Now we also get the answer to the question, and I guess it might take a year or two to figure things out. Was it Brady?
Yes.
Was it Belichick?
That's going to be
It's a combination of the both, of course, SmackDown, but this is going to be fascinating to see, first of all, where Brady goes, why he chooses to go there, and how that team performs. And on the flip side, how the genius Belichick moves this thing forward. Because the two constants have been Belichick, Brady. The defense has always been outstanding with New England, and you know that's Belichick's main thing. But how do you fix the offense that was broken at times last year too? This is going to be part of the fascinating aspect of it, regardless of the idea that you're taking one of the greatest professional athletes in American history after a 20-year career with the same team and putting him in a different uniform.
Can you imagine the scrutiny? Maybe not the scrutiny, the pressure on whoever fills his shoes as the new starting quarterback for the Patriots. It's going to be kind of similar in a way to when Nick Saban finally retires from the University of Alabama or moves on from Alabama. Like that kind of like whoever they bring in or whoever they have on the books right now for the Patriots. They've got Jared Stidham. I can't remember the second guy that they have. Do they go out and try to go get there was rumored they were going to go get Teddy Bridgewater, and we're going to talk about that later. He's already signed a deal with the Carolina Panthers, as Cam Newton's going to be looking to be getting traded.
I've heard there's a quarterback named Cam Newton that's available by trade right now, but so, who knows? Maybe that body's a little bit broken down.
Hey, you can do that. I mean, you might. I don't know how. If you can try to trade up and maybe not necessarily get a. Obviously, you're not going to get Joe Burrow, but maybe do you try to swing for the fences and get a Tua? I mean, there's a lot of different routes they can go, but I mean, you never know.
Do you tank for Trevor Lawrence?
I mean. That's a legit question. I mean, because quarterbacks just don't grow on trees, and good quality quarterbacks. I mean, granted, he's still in college, and you don't know how he'll react in the NFL. We've made that assumption about past quarterbacks. We thought Jamarcus Russell, when he left LSU, going to the NFL, he's going to be a good, solid quarterback, and in 2 years, you never even heard of him.
Yeah, quarterbacks don't grow on trees, Matt. But Matt, Tom Brady was found in a diamond mine.
Exactly,
and he was the only diamond that was found around that time. It's really something else to see. And I was at the game, although maybe to get into something later, because one of our listeners, Justin in Van Buren, asked about would I vomit or boycott the Steelers if he somehow landed as their starting quarterback. We know it won't happen because Ben Roethlisberger's coming back after the elbow injury last year. But still, just in your mind, how would you handle that? I mean, I would continue to root for the Steelers in that case. And just fine with the guy who's – you're supposed to root for the laundry, right?
Yes.
You're supposed to root for the colors, the uniforms, the city, the tradition. And when a player that you've hated for all those years, I can respect Tom Brady and hate him at the same time, right?
Oh, yeah. You hate him just because he's so good.
I mean, it would probably make the team a little bit better. Maybe. I don't know. It would be a weird thing to accept, that's for sure. Would I wear a jersey, Justin? I don't wear jerseys, so probably not.
We'll get you a T-shirt.
Not wearing a Big Ben jersey, and I'm not going to wear a Tom Brady jersey either. I'd wear your jersey if you call us or text us at 877-377-6963. Good to be with you on this weird Tuesday. A lot of weird days coming up. We'll try to make it fun and entertaining and exciting and happy. And we'll continue with more halftime after this.
The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Crabb.
What do you remember from those meetings with the ADs?
Commissioner Sankey and the leadership he demonstrated during the last 48 to 72 hours has been incredible. He really kept us all 14-member institutions on the same page. We've made decisions collectively as a conference, not individually as institutions.
Don't miss The Morning Rush. Weekdays from 6 till 9. Only on ESPN 95.3.
Start your week every week at TGI Fridays in Fort Smith. Every Monday, try the Cajun Shrimp and Chicken Pasta, one of Friday's all-time favorites, for only $6.99. This bowl of pasta is loaded with flavor, and at only $6.99, it will be one of your favorites too. And Tuesdays, TGI Fridays grills up their famous cheeseburger and fries for only $5.99. That's Friday's full-size burger, only $5.99 on Tuesdays. Don't miss TGI Fridays everyday deals, starting at only $5.99. TGI Fridays, I-540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
This is Mark Hurst. How important is your smile? I recently read a study that said 61% of adults are attracted to someone by their smile alone. Another said that 48% of adults have untagged themselves from a photo on Facebook because of their smile. At Hurst Family Dental Care, we want you to be proud of your smile. Give us a call at 474-1972 and let us talk to you about improving your smile with cosmetic dentistry options ranging from in-office bleaching to braces to porcelain crowns and veneers. Hurst Family Dental Care, a name you know and a name you can trust.
Do you drive a diesel-powered truck? Then you'll want to check out this bargain of the month from Metters Lumber True Value. Right now, you can pick up a 2.5-gallon package of Blue Def diesel exhaust fluid with convenient nozzle for only $12.99 while supplies last. Blue Def is a high-purity synthetic mixture that improves emissions and fuel economy in diesel-powered vehicles. Pick up this bargain of the month and other automotive needs at Metters Lumber True Value.
Elite Roofing is a locally owned roofing contractor. If you're building a new home or maybe need a new roof on your existing home, Elite Roofing can take care of you. Elite Roofing is known for their dependability and reliability. Just ask any of their satisfied customers. They are licensed and insured, and references are available upon request. If you need a roof, call your local roofing contractors. Elite Roofing, 478-8668. That's 478-8668. Elite Roofing, 478-8668.
Business owners, if your carpets and floors show the effects of too much foot traffic, call the professionals at your local Service Master Clean. Whether it's janitorial cleaning or specialty cleaning to eliminate dirt and grime from carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors, no job is too big or too small. Service Master Clean has been an industry leader for more than 60 years. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or ServiceMasterPC.com.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time every time.
Have you downloaded the new Buffalo Wild Wings app? Points, rewards, games, online ordering, it's all there in one app. Buffalo Wild Wings now has new 14-hour hickory smoked brisket. Try it on tots, tacos, a burger, or a sandwich. And now you can deliver B-Dubs faves to your front door with DoorDash with no delivery fees. That's right, you can deliver B-Dubs faves to your front door with DoorDash with no delivery fees. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
This is ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
Kelly, deep shot, end zone. It is caught. Touchdown. Arkansas. Petway holds it in. And Cole Kelly leads a touchdown drive for Arkansas.
877-377-6963. Calls or texts up till 2 o'clock today. Phil Elson along with Matt Smackdown Jenkins, Matty T. Good to be with you today. Jeff in Greenwood texted in telling me that as a Broncos fan, Tom Brady never broke his heart. Denver was 3-1 against him in the playoffs. Only team that had a winning record against him. Well, good for Denver, Jeff. The Steelers could never beat them in the playoffs. They could barely even beat them in the regular season. Hey, your Broncos and former New England backup Tim Tebow beat my Steelers once for the first. Remember that was the first ever. That was the first game with the new overtime rules that we're still utilizing. I think that was, 2012?
No.
I forget the exact, 2013?
I think it was 2013 or 14, I think.
I forgot that on purpose. Wouldn't it be something, though, if Tebow was still playing NFL football, if he was still sitting on the sidelines for NFL football with the Patriots as a backup, and Brady says he's going to another team, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, who's the starter for Bill Belichick? Oh, it's that AAA outfielder for the Mets who can't hit 200. That's who it is. I'd be interested to see if Tebow does decide to maybe try to get back into football. I saw he was already relegated back to minor leagues in Mets camp. Anyway, other things to think about. You know, the thought of famous athletes wearing another uniform is it's unsettling for people. I mean, just picture some of the ones that I remember from the 70s, 80s, 90s that just were really difficult to get used to. Was it Joe Namath that finished his career with the Chargers? He looked really weird wearing that uniform. I forget who Johnny Unitas finished his career with, but it wasn't the Colts. Joe Montana. He actually looked okay in that Kansas City Chiefs uniform. It worked out. Franco Harris. He had a season with the Seattle Seahawks, and people don't ever remember that. This would be kind of like the only thing I can liken Brady leaving the Patriots and playing for another team rather than retiring would be Derek Jeter leaving the Yankees and signing with another team. I know he's already done that as an owner for the Marlins, and we're getting some texts in here reminding me that probably the biggest one of these would be Brett Favre with the Vikings and the Jets. Yeah, B from Clarksville says Favre not wearing green. He wore green with the Jets, and that still looked weird. With the purple and the Vikings in the same division,
that was even worse.
That was a whole different thing. But with, think of like Jeter leaving the Yankees as being equal to Brady leaving the Patriots. Both of them are, in many ways now, accepted as the greatest in their position of all time. I think that there's an argument to be made about Jeter being the best shortstop of all time, although there are plenty of arguments against that. It'd be different if it was like Cal Ripken leaving the Orioles. And it's not to denigrate his achievements, but he won one world championship with the Orioles and had a whole ton of fourth and fifth place finishes. He never played for anybody else, but he didn't have the same success team-wise that Brady and Jeter had. Same with Tony Gwynn and the San Diego Padres. You couldn't imagine Gwynn playing for anybody else. Same with Ripken playing for anybody other than the Orioles. It just wouldn't have looked right. But they didn't have the same on-field success with championships that Brady and Jeter had. I mean, Jeter wins 5 world championships over a career that lasted over 20 years, and Brady wins 6 in a career that's still going at 20 years. That's what's going to be so crazy about this. Like, picture Babe Ruth leaving the Yankees. Oh, wait a minute, he did that. Babe Ruth played for the Brooklyn Dodgers for his last, 4 or 5 months, hit his final 3 homers with the Brooklyn freaking Dodgers. So if Babe Ruth can play for somebody else, SmackDown, I think Tom Brady can play for somebody else too.
Well, there's rumors going around, and I'll touch on an article I just found of famous athletes playing different places. But this is, you take this with a grain of salt. Of course I am, because this is still fluid. But Colin Cowherd, about 20 minutes before we came on the air, said he received a text message saying that he knows where Tom Brady is going to sign. He just tweeted out again, and this is according to Colin Cowherd of Fox Sports Radio, says, I was told that Tom Brady will sign with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Wow. And aren't they changing the color of their uniforms? Because the first thing you think about is like, well, what does he look like in those colors? Can they go back to the ugly orange and
that red and orange?
Yeah,
like
go
the
back
USC
to that.
Trojan.
Put Brady in that uniform and see if he really wants to sign with Tampa Bay. Because the Patriots uniforms are slick. Those are good-looking unis. They always have been. Even from once they got out of underneath the squatting Patriot, the Patriot head is a good-looking uni. Nothing that the Bucs have ever worn really looks solid. I'm not a fan of hard gold or pewter, but maybe the Bucs just aren't a fan of a quarterback throwing 30 interceptions in a season like Jameis Winston.
It's going to be interesting. Go ahead.
It would be. I mean, the new year for NFL football starts tomorrow, right? That's when free agents can start to. Well, I mean, if you think that people have that teams and players haven't been talking under the radar, well, I've got 6 bridges in Central Arkansas to sell you. So, do you think Brady knows exactly where he was going before he even set up this tweet?
Without a doubt, I think maybe not specifically like a team, like one team. Though I think he had interest from mutual interest on his side and the other team's side, 2 or 3 teams where he's going to go. I think, and it's been well publicized, it was probably either going to be the Chargers, the Las Vegas Raiders, the Tennessee Titans, Tampa Bay slipped in late, and the 49ers slipped in late.
Yeah.
The 49ers have lost steam. Tampa Bay's steadily been going here. The Titans signed Tannehill to a 4-year deal, so they're out of it now.
Well, the Chargers have to be desperate, though, to try to, first of all, build a fan base.
Right.
Because there isn't a single person in Southern California or really across the country that I think cares at all about the Chargers. Heck, we mostly still think they play in San Diego.
Right.
So that would have been a perfect signing for them, and it's not a bad team either, so they might have, that's why Brady wouldn't sign with the Raiders. Las Vegas isn't ready to make any sort of a run. That's not where you continue to, keep your legacy going. That's where you go to finish in last place potentially. I think the Chargers would be different. I think Tampa Bay would be an interesting place to go. I thought Tennessee would be a good fit for him, but they, obviously are sticking with Tannehill.
Well, don't you think at this point in his career, he's been in the league for 20 years, going on 21. He's 42. He needs to go somewhere where he can contend because he despite what he says, that he wants to play until he's 45, he's one hit away from being done, I think. When you're that old, not 40's not old, but when you've been through the league that long, he almost, I don't know, and that's not to say that, because I don't know much about the Tampa Bay roster because they were garbage last year and they had a garbage quarterback that threw for a lot of yards, but that threw for even more interceptions. In Jameis Winston, I don't know. To me, if he goes to the Chargers, despite what and I agree with you, it's not the sexiest place to go because the LA Chargers are so far down on the pecking order in California. USC Trojans are always going to be number 1. The LA Rams are steadily moving up. They're just as popular as anybody.
No, I think LA would have fit his star,
But that's what, he has Hunter Henry to throw to. He's got a plethora of wide receivers with the Chargers. To me, that roster is better fitted for a Tom Brady, and all you need to do is go in there and throw the football. You've got Melvin Gordon, and you've got the options.
Part of the issue with playing, you have to look at the division that you're going to sign into, right? So if you sign with the Chargers, then you're going up against the defending Super Bowl champions who don't look like they're going to be slowing down anytime soon in the Kansas City Chiefs. And you wonder about that sort of a competition in that division. It's the same thing in the South. That would be a really amazing set of quarterbacks if Brady were to sign with Tampa Bay. And I know Carolina is probably going to trade Cam Newton if there are any takers, but New Orleans just re-signed Drew Brees to a 2-year extension. You got Matt Ryan in Atlanta. I know they kind of fell on their faces this last year, but still a quarterback who has had some success. You put Brady in that division, and really, to me, that would look like maybe a Tampa Bay versus a New Orleans situation. But then here's the other part of it, too. Is Tom Brady anything close to the same quarterback that we're thinking of from the Super Bowl championship of a couple of years ago? Because this last year, the numbers weren't quite there. The arm didn't look quite the same, and it just wasn't the same Tom Brady that I think we got used to watching.
But I'll turn this on you just because I agree that he's came down a little bit, but look at who he had to throw the ball to last year for the Patriots. Mm-hmm. Guarantee you, like unless if you're a Patriots fan or you're just a diehard NFL fan, you couldn't name one receiver on that Patriots team. It was almost like it was a JV high school team of wide receivers. If he had and the offensive line was ravaged with injuries and different things like that, he's not still that Tom Brady that me and you are used to seeing in like so many Super Bowl runs when they went undefeated and then lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl. He's not that Tom Brady, but he's still a top 10 quarterback. I would argue he's a top 5 quarterback just based upon experience. He's got enough of an arm to do it, and as long as he has an offensive line to keep him protected and 1 or 2 good receivers, book it. I'd take him. Honestly, if the Cowboys were looking for a quarterback, you put him behind the Dallas Cowboy offensive line with Zeke and Amari Cooper out on the end. That's a Super Bowl waiting to happen.
Could be kind of scary. Absolutely.
But that's what I think.
Looking at his numbers last year, his completion percentage was down a bit, but still almost 61%. Not bad. Threw for over 4,000 yards. Again, 24 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Not bad at all. All with a group of wide receivers that, outside of Julian Edelman, you really couldn't name any of them.
Exactly.
To be honest, none of them. But that's also been a little bit of the story of Brady's career outside of guys like Randy Moss, Wes Welker, maybe Deion Branch, and Edelman. There really haven't been, great Hall of Fame receivers there. There have been a couple of really good ones, including one Hall of Famer in Moss, but that was just 1 year. You know who's a big Tom Brady fan?
Who's that?
Nikki Chavanel.
Oh, she's probably devastated today.
She also likes the Texans. Wonder what she thinks about the trade yesterday.
Oh, we're fixing to have some fun with Nikki in this next segment.
Break out the Kleenex. Nikki Chavanel from Rivals coming up next. We will talk some Arkansas athletics with her, too. Stick around.
Smoked ribeye steaks are back at Art's Barbecue and Burgers. Art's ribeye is slow smoked, then grilled to perfection. Plus, you get a salad and 2 sides with this amazing smoked steak. Or try the all-new smoked Philly beef sandwich. Sliced smoked ribeye, topped with grilled peppers, onions, and melted cheese. With a side of your choice, only $9.99. Smoked ribeyes and smoked Philly beef sandwiches. Now at Art's Barbecue and Burgers. 8203 Rogers Avenue, next to Aaron's in Fort Smith.
Is your home at least 10 years old and served by OG&E? OG&E is offering Arkansas customers a free weatherization program to increase your comfort and lower your bills. A trained crew will perform an energy audit at no cost to you, and if your home qualifies, our crews will install measures that will save you money. The services provided through this program are absolutely free to qualifying homes. If you could benefit from free home weatherization improvements, call OG&E at 1-800-272-9741. That's 1-800-272-9741.
At Chuck Fawcett Realty, service matters. That's why Chuck Fawcett Realty has 4 convenient office locations with 2 in Fort Smith, 1 in Van Buren, and 1 in Greenwood to serve you better. At Chuck Fawcett Realty, their highly trained professional agents matter because when your family is making that big decision on where to live, they can help you find that just right new home in a price range that you can afford. If you're looking for that special home, see Chuck Fawcett Realty at any of their 4 area locations or online at chuckfawcettrealty.com. That's Chuck Fawcett Realty.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Is it time for a new printer? When looking for that new printer, you'll consider the new technology available, but also reliability, quality, cost, and access to service and supplies are important. With eConcierge from Dixie Digital and Xerox, you get free lifetime service coverage for your eligible Xerox printers, plus an easy way to order toner and ink. For more information, call Dixie Digital Imaging at 783-6600 or visit our website at dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
Metal Mart offers high-quality prefabricated metal buildings, metal roofing, custom trim shop, carports, and more. They strive to be a company where contractors as well as do-it-yourselfers are welcome. Metal Mart assists you in calculating the materials needed to complete your project, all at a rate you can afford. Stop by 7320 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith or call 648-3342. You can also catch them online at metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
Hey, Grounds guys.
Hey, what?
What's the first thing people see when they pull up to your house? That's right, the yard. Your curb appeal is everything to make a great lasting impression, and the Grounds guys are here to help. The Grounds guys provide spring cleanup, weed control, mowing and trimming, and anything to make your yard look its best to get that head-turning curb appeal. The Grounds guys are a professional crew with a passion to make your yard beautiful. Call today and get $100 off any annual maintenance plan. 479-303-GUYS. That's 303-4897.
This is ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
High drive way back into right field. You can kiss that one goodbye. That cleared the video board. Heston Kjerstad with a grand slam. See Magic Johnson with the Lakers, Larry Bird with the Celtics, Bill Russell with the Celtics. Just some basketball players that you couldn't picture playing for any other team other than the one that you know them for. And of course, there's that Michael Jordan Bulls to Wizards thing. But then there's Tom Brady, now going to be playing for somebody else. And it might be breaking the heart of one of our best guests here weekly on Halftime, Nikki Chavanel from Rivals, who has kind of had, I think because she's also a Houston sports fan, a double whammy in the last couple of days. A trade that no Houston sports fan can like. And Tom Brady announces he's leaving the Patriots. Nikki, with everything else that's going on right now, and with the news of the last 2 days, are you okay? That says it. That says it.
Yeah, I've mostly spent the morning watching Tom Brady videos, just, kind of trying to relive the greatness, because you never really appreciate it.
You're so
as
upset.
much as you can until it's over. I'm so upset. I mean, if he's 42 years old, why not just retire with the Patriots? I'm worried that he is going to screw up his legacy by going to some other team, and then his performance will drop off, and people will make him into a joke. And that's the last thing I want. I want him to go down as the greatest of time with the Patriots. That was the dream. But guess it wasn't his dream.
I just don't. I'm with you on this, Nikki. I don't know what it is he's got left to prove. Do you think that this is I've got to do something without Belichick in order to do something for my own mind? Because it's like everybody, even the people like me who don't like Tom Brady, I can respect the fact that I think he's the greatest quarterback who ever played. I don't get it either.
Yeah, some people, speculate that he wants to keep playing, but the environment in New York, whether it's Bill Belichick or whatever, just isn't right for him anymore. So he's not done playing, but he just can't play there anymore and doesn't want to. And I don't know how negotiations went over his contract, if they even had a bunch of negotiations, but he was probably still looking for quite a bit of money. And then some people say, well, now he wants to go get a win against every single team in the league, and he obviously has never beaten the Patriots, so he would have a chance to do that if he, goes to another team and comes home to Foxborough to beat the Patriots. So who knows, but I'm depressed about it for sure.
I haven't even thought about that side of it, with his legacy being, not necessarily tarnishing his legacy for leaving the Patriots, but if he goes to, just like the rumor is right now, him going to Tampa Bay, he goes down there and goes, just say for the sake of conversation, go 7-7 and misses the playoffs for both years. Do you think, if that's the case, say he signs a 2-year deal with Tampa, which is the going rumor right now, and he goes 10-5, 7-7, whatever it may be, and either makes the playoffs, loses in the first round, or doesn't make the playoffs, does that tarnish his legacy at all, or is it pretty much cemented at this point?
It wasn't for me, but a lot of people try to make arguments about, he was just a system quarterback. That's the only reason why they were good. He always had good pieces around him, blah, blah, blah. So I just don't want people to be able to point to any kind of failures with him, because I do think he's the greatest of all time. I grew up watching him, and I'm for sure he's the reason that I am in the business that I am in. I mean, my dad watched him as I was growing up, and my love for him just kind of spiraled into my love for football and all of that. So I just want him to be regarded as highly as he can possibly be. But I guess, he just has more stuff to prove, and I appreciate the competitive side in him, and I'll always be a fan for sure.
I want to switch off the Patriots for a second, because Phil has told me that you're also a Texans fan.
Yeah, so I grew up in Houston. So while, in the early years of my life, there were no Texans, I was always, watching the Patriots. And then when the team came along, I bought into them, but they've never been particularly good. So it's not like I would abandon the Patriots to become a full-fledged Texans fan. Maybe who knows now that Now that Tom Brady's gone, maybe I'll love them a little less and use the Texans a little bit more, but not until Bill O'Brien leaves, that's for sure.
I was good. You perfectly segued into that thing because
you and the rest of Houston, Nikki.
Yeah, because I am scratching my head as to why the Texans traded DeAndre Hopkins and didn't get a haul back for him. Arguably their number one receiver on that team, and they get a second or fourth. I can't remember the picks, but they didn't get anything back for him.
Yeah, the arguably the top receiver in the league. You have the Diggs trade later in the day, and he got way more for his trade. I just don't understand it. I mean, I know that the Texans weren't willing to give him what he was looking for, but I don't understand that either. You have to give him everything he was looking for. Imagine being Deshaun Watson and just seeing them trade away your number one target for really pennies on the dollar. It's just ridiculous. I hope they make a trade for an up-and-coming wide receiver, maybe Cortland Sutton, something like that. I would absolutely love that, but nothing in the short term. I can't imagine them making a move that will justify trading away DeAndre Hopkins. And for his sake, like, I'm not going to say, like, I want him to come back and beat the Texans and just kind of, like, rub it in Philip. Wouldn't necessarily hate it because I've come to really love him as a player individually, regardless of the team.
Nikki, let's move over to some recruiting stuff here. And I know Eric Musselman is always going to be looking at the transfer market, and there's a number of potential players that are already in the transfer portal that he's probably studying right now. How much do you think the decisions that now Isaiah Joe and Mason Jones will have to make in the upcoming few weeks as to whether or not they will make themselves eligible for the draft or if they come back to Arkansas, how much do you think that leads to decisions that Musselman has to make about these transfers he's looking at, or is this just normal roster upkeep for Coach Musselman each year?
I do think it's normal for him now that the portal is something that's available to coaches. It's very easy to, name pops up, you just go Google them, you look at their stats, and you determine, should I even reach out? It's very easy to reach out to these guys. They have their email in the portal, so you can just send them an email like, hey, what will be your interest level? It's tough right now because they couldn't come visit for this foreseeable future, but Isaiah Joe and Mason Jones' decisions will be hugely impactful. I haven't crunched the numbers, but you lose Jimmy Witt, Adriel Bailey, and then if you lose those two guys, I mean, how much of your season's production points-wise are you going to lose? So you have to target big-time scorers if you're going to lose those guys, and based on the draft projections and what their prospects are looking at right now, it's going to be tough for them, I think, to make the decision to leave because Isaiah Joe in particular, some teams might want to buy into him, but right now it doesn't look like they're going to be able to hold the combine or individual team workouts. So how sold are teams going to be on him? And even if they're very intrigued by him, they're not going to be able to get to see much of him outside of his game tape.
So let's slide over to football here too, because it's really odd when you look at your social media feeds and everything is changed in dramatic ways. Yet the one thing that keeps popping up that makes me think that things haven't changed too much is I'm seeing high school student athletes announcing they're getting offers from this school or that school, and Arkansas is putting offers out there, and we're getting our hashtags blessed and all that kind of stuff. So it seems that although coaches can't go out and visit players, other than that, it's almost like business as usual, sending out offers and staying in contact with these kids.
Yeah, Arkansas has pretty much caught up to the average SEC team in the number of offers for their 2021 class. Unfortunately, a lot of these kids have never been to visit the University of Arkansas, so it would be really tough to suddenly, start picking up commitments like we would normally see, a few this time of year and then a bunch during the summer. So this is going to be really tough because, for a lot of teams around the country, they hosted kids during last season, last summer, etc. Arkansas doesn't have a ton of those kids that came to visit because of the state of the program and just the fact that they didn't offer all the same kids that Chad Morris had offered. Like, there's a bunch of new ones. So it's going to be tough to get kids to commit, but the least they can do is stay in constant contact, and I'm sure that's what they're doing now. They must be going pretty stir-crazy, so you might as well just text kids nonstop.
Yeah, I mean, you got to find a way to get to know them at some point, and I guess this is exactly the way to do it. So Nikki, what do you do to pass the time now? We're still working. You're still working. We're not going outdoors very much. We don't have games to cover, but we're going to still continue to have hopefully entertaining and thoughtful and informative conversations. So what's the plan at Hogbeat, and how do you guys move forward? Because I really do treasure the subscription to Hogbeat and the information you guys do and all the digging you and Hutch put your work into. So what's the plan on Hogbeat for the upcoming, however long it is?
Well, I'll continue to cover recruiting with all these offers, like 165 plus. I don't know a lot of these kids. They were offered in a very short amount of time, so I'm just going to reach out to them, get to know them a bit, kind of find out what their priorities are in their recruitment, and I'll have updates pretty much every day. And then Hutch is going to have to get a little bit more creative, obviously. I mean, we're not going to try to do too much like what if, like too much on next season. That's just premature in my opinion, but if we can talk to former Razorbacks, stuff like that, we'll do as much of that as we can, and just kind of keep people abreast of the situation so that they always know what's going on and kind of what to expect.
All right, so we'll continue to talk with you, and we look forward to that, Nikki. Good luck getting through the week, knowing about Brady, moving on to somewhere else. There's rumors about Tampa Bay might be announced tomorrow. Who knows? But whenever the news comes through, I'll be thinking about you, that's for sure.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Nikki.
You got it. Nikki Chabanel, Rivals.com. Boy, you could hear the
hear
the sadness in her voice, man. You could hear that. It was like her dog died, and her dog is named Brady. So there you go. Crazy, crazy times, and that's just because Tom Brady is also leaving to head to another team. Also crazy times because you're really not sitting inside restaurants very much these days. But La Huerta's Mexican restaurant continues to serve the community. Just come on, download the Waiter app, and La Huerta's offers free delivery. That's right, they're waiving the cost of delivery. Completely free. La Huerta's remains open for dine-in and takeout, and they're using every precaution to make sure that the staff is sanitizing all stations and surface areas. That makes it safe during these extremely difficult times. That's La Huerta's, serving you with safety in mind and the best Mexican food in town. They're all over Fort Smith area. Visit La Huerta's today. We'll come back more halftime next.
Now get award-winning Memphis-style barbecue at 2 Whole Hog Cafe locations in Fort Smith. Whole Hog Cafe on Burroughs Road, across from Cisterna Plaza off 71 South, and the new location on Phoenix Avenue next to Dollar General and across from Interstate Batteries. Feast on world champion barbecue with their famous potato salad and smoky sweet-baked beans while watching sports on the big screens. Open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner at both locations. Go Whole Hog Cafe today.
Spring is here, and it's time to get outdoors. Just arrived at Jelco Outdoors. New spring footwear by Solomon, sandals by Aerosol, Keen, Sanuk, and the largest selection of work and safety footwear for men and women in the River Valley. Jelco Outdoors, serving the River Valley with quality footwear since 1983. Shop local. Shop Jelco Outdoors.
Have you downloaded the new Buffalo Wild Wings app? Points, rewards, games, online ordering, it's all there in one app. Buffalo Wild Wings now has new 14-hour hickory smoked brisket. Try it on tots, tacos, a burger, or a sandwich. And now you can deliver B-Dubs faves to your front door with DoorDash with no delivery fees. That's right, you can deliver B-Dubs faves to your front door with DoorDash with no delivery fees. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
Visit Myers Mower and Tiller in Fort Smith, your local Cub Cadet dealer, and save on XT Enduro Series lawn tractors. The XT Enduro Series sets the standard in handling, cutting performance, and the industry's strongest warranty. March 15th through the 22nd, get $100 off XT1 and all XT2 Enduro Series lawn tractors, and $200 off the XT3 Series lawn tractors. These offers won't last long, so save now at Myers Mower and Tiller in Fort Smith. Count on selection, service, and Cub Cadet genuine parts only at Myers Mower and Tiller in Fort Smith.
Tommy Kraft here for The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building your next fence. The Fence Man recently built new gates for my existing fence. The whole process was easy, quick, and most importantly, affordable. Plus, 18 months same as cash financing with approved credit is now available with The Fence Man. If you need a new fence, gate, or anything that involves a fence, call The Fence Man, 479-782-3936. That's 782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Advanced Mechanical Performance, your premier UTV, off-road, truck, and Jeep repair facility. Whether it's a lift kit, an oil change, or a complete makeover of your machine, go see Cody and the gang at AMP and get it right the first time. These guys know what they're doing and are doing what they know. Advanced Mechanical Performance, 3201 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith. Call them today at 434-4161.
Spring is here and the deals are hot at Hertz Car Sales, 2810 Midland Boulevard. New inventory is arriving daily with a great selection to choose from like GM, Ford, Toyota, Nissan, and many more. You will find your experience to be easy and affordable as the staff at Hertz finds the perfect car, SUV, or truck that you were looking for. And remember, trade-ins are always welcome. Make the short drive to Hertz Car Sales and find there's no better way to buy your next vehicle. Call them today at 783-1722 or check them out online at buyfromhertz.com. Hertz Car Sales, when you're ready.
If you needed major surgery, you probably wouldn't choose a doctor who's never been to medical school. So when your car needs major repairs after a collision, why would you take your car to a body shop that's never been trained? Evans Body Shop is among only 10% of collision repair businesses to meet the industry's highest training standards as a gold class shop. We know the latest repair techniques, how to find hidden damage, and how to repair your car's critical safety features so they work properly again. With the safety of your vehicle and your family at stake, choose trained repair professionals. Choose Evans Body Shop.
Evans Body Shop, where we meet the nicest people by accident.
This is ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
1-2 pitch. Open swings. Hard shot. Through the right side. Base hit. Washington to third. He gets the green light. And the throw. Not in time. Hogs win. The Razorbacks finish the sweep of Missouri. And that's how you do a Sunday at Baum Stadium.
Yeah, there's definitely one legend that played for another team that I had mentioned that I'm remiss to not bring up just yet, and that was Michael Jordan playing with the Washington Wizards, which was a it was a weird-looking thing, wasn't it, SmackDown?
Yeah.
But I put that actually in a different category than Brady. Jordan's in a category all by himself because of the 2-year hiatus playing minor league baseball and whatever went into the decision to retire briefly. Who knows? There are a lot of rumors about it. But also, and again, you're looking for reasons to separate the two of them. What year did Jordan go over to the Wizards? Would that have been like 90, 98, 99, something like that?
98 or 99, I think.
It was after his second retirement. Brady never retired. I mean, he missed a full season because of an injury, but he never retired and played longer than Jordan did. I think Jordan's NBA career was somewhere in the vicinity of 14 to 15 years.
How long did he play for the Toon Squad?
He continues to play for the Toon Squad.
I was going to say, you forgot about the most important team.
That's right, yeah.
For the Toon Squad. You guys are like Ty Richardson with that movie. I actually went to see that movie in the theaters.
Yeah.
And I might have put it on for the kids and then fell asleep while it was on purpose.
I love
Except
that
for the
movie.
scenes when Bill Murray's on. I can watch anything that Bill Murray's doing. 877-377-6963 for calls and texts. Got a caller on the line. It's Ted in Russellville. Hi, Ted. How you doing?
Doing great. Thanks for taking the call today.
You got it.
Hey, had a question with the NCAA canceling spring sports, looking for graduating seniors into next year. Will the NCAA do anything to maybe award additional scholarships? Because you've got kids in track, baseball for your smaller schools, potentially looking at not that many offers being available because you've got all these teams returning next year.
Yeah. Well, that's something the NCAA, no doubt, has to be kicking around right now. And I know that that the baseball coaches already have been up in arms for so long about the limited number of scholarships at their behest at 11.7. So with the decision to grant an extra year of eligibility, although I'm seeing information on social media from Kendall Rogers, our friend from D1 Baseball, that the NCAA may just be giving that extra year of eligibility to seniors only. So I don't think that their initial decision, which was communicated late last week, is set in stone. I think that it's that things are changing, and conceivably they could just limit the extra year of eligibility to just the senior class, which, and the conversation for baseball is a little different because while you might grant somebody an extra year of eligibility, that doesn't change the clock that counts them towards the Major League Baseball draft. They're still eligible for the draft whenever they would have been, no matter what happened with this crisis. So if you're good, obviously you only have, I think one senior on the Arkansas baseball team, and that was Kevin Kopps. So if you are granting extra eligibility to juniors, they're probably those guys were going to be headed to the draft anyway for the most part. So
right.
I still think that there's going to need to be at least a few extra scholarships for all of the sports, because even the seniors that do want to come back for, like you're saying, track, gymnastics. I think there are more spring sports than any other season in the calendar. If you're going to grant extra eligibility, there needs to be extra scholarship allotment for the schools to go with it. These things, for me, just seem to go together because roster size and scholarship amounts should be tied to each other depending on the sport. But it seems to me, Ted, that I don't know if the facts are changing, but at least the ideas that the NCAA are kicking around might be changing too.
Yes, sir.
Well, I appreciate the phone call, Ted.
I appreciate you guys taking the call. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Do it again sometime, Ted in Russellville. That's part of what the NCAA's got to worry about right now, because they are the ones. Like, we can talk about the SEC trying to be separate from the NCAA and not cancel all spring sports and just keep them suspended for the time being, but the SEC does not control the number of scholarships for each sport at each school. The NCAA continues to control that, and so we'll look to them for you got to have some sort of a decision, really. I mean, in the next couple of weeks, I would think. You can't let this sit for a long time. You really can't. And then there was also the talk, I don't know if much has been done about this, about visiting extra eligibility for winter sports athletes who had their tournaments canceled. So I think this can be looked at in a couple of ways. And the NCAA is going to have a lot of pressure on them. And, of course, everybody's going to be up in arms about whatever decision they make, Matt.
I was going to say, winter sports is going to be tricky, just in the fact that you pretty much had, just say for the sake of conversation, about 200 teams across like D1, D2, D3, or excuse me, like Division I, the FCS, FBS, whatever you want to call it. Only that many teams that were going to be moving on into the like NCAA tournaments, NIT, those like postseason tournaments. So it's going to be hard to justify, in my opinion, giving an extra year of eligibility to a team like, say, let's say Arkansas, because it wasn't a surefire bet that the Razorbacks are going to make the NCAA tournament.
Right.
So, in my opinion, yes, I selfishly absolutely would love to see another year for like Adrio and get those other two seniors in, get them another year. But realistically, in my mind, it's going to be harder to sell another year of eligibility for teams like that were on the outside looking in, rather than like a Kansas that's of like a surefire number one seed. You could argue on their side that's like, hey, these guys need another year because they had the chance at a national title taken from them. So, I mean, it's a double-sided coin. To me, the spring sports is a no-brainer. You played 10, 11, 12, however many games it was. That, to me, is a no-brainer that you grant them another year of eligibility and you deal with you pretty much just amend that part of it, and then you bring everybody in, and then after next year's season, everything else just kind of iron itself out with the scholarship-wise, and then everything else just irons itself out, and then you move forward just like nothing ever happened.
Now look at this. You could also, if the NCAA only grants an extra year of eligibility for seniors, you're screwing over the juniors. Who depend upon, this is for baseball specifically, the juniors are the ones who use that extra year of eligibility for leverage when negotiating signing bonuses with the major league teams who draft them. I mean, that's the reason why most of the best players in college baseball are gone after their junior year. It's so rare that anybody sticks around for a senior season, and it's just a financial decision. When you're eligible for the draft, if you have that extra year of eligibility, it is a proven fact. You will get yourself more money. So if if the juniors or the sophomores really, the sophomore, would it be the junior? Somebody's getting screwed in this end. Essentially, is what it comes down to. Is that you're losing an extra year to use as leverage to negotiate against the major league teams. But I don't know if that's something that the NCAA really worries too much about when it comes to assigning the classes with the eligibility. I don't know if they really care all that much about it. What would they care about? Number of scholarships, unwieldy roster sizes. But I think, extreme times need extreme measures. And in the issue of fairness, there just aren't a lot of players. Look, there are a lot of players that are going to go in the draft, but so many of them are good to stick around for another year as long as they are treated properly. And I think baseball players in college, although they're taken care of well in the SEC, they're not taken care of as far as the total cost of attendance and scholarship money. So the NCAA's got a big decision to make here, a very big decision, and it's going to affect us next year. You may end up seeing baseball teams with rosters that are over 30 for road trips, and right now you're allowed to travel with 27, and I know that the coaches aren't happy with that number, so maybe they get an increased number of scholarships, maybe they get an increased number of players available on the roster, but they also won't have the extra paid coach to really keep a coaching staff that's large enough to coach a group of guys that's 35 or 36 players. So whoever's making these decisions, I'm sure, is paid very well and better have some really good reasons for the decisions that are being made. Oh, NCAA, have yourself a time. We've got hour number 2 coming up after the break. Maybe you're watching the Arkansas SEC Network takeover, but why would you watch some of those football games? Got some other stuff, including Get Off My Lawn, your calls and texts at 877-377-6963, and we will be right back.
Every day is Friday at TGI Fridays in Fort Smith, with daily specials starting at only $5.99. Mondays means Cajun shrimp and chicken pasta for only $6.99. Tuesday, get TGI Fridays original cheeseburger and fries for just $5.99. Wednesdays, crispy chicken tenders and fries only $6.99. Thursday, big ribs and fries for $8.99. And Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, steak and shrimp only $12.99. Don't miss TGI Fridays everyday deals starting at only $5.99. TGI Fridays, I-540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
You have work to do. You need a tractor that helps get it done. TYM has the full range of tractors designed to meet the task. With the TYM easy-to-use controls and features, switching from one job to another is easy. And with the full range of models from 19 horsepower to 105 horsepower turbo, there's a TYM tractor that's right for the job and for you. But you can't buy a TYM tractor just anywhere. It's only sold at authorized TYM dealers like Bush Tractor, 7301 South Zero, Fort Smith.
Attention Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative members. Do you need a better internet provider? One who treats you like a member and not a number? Then check out our new fiber internet services from Wave Rural Connect. We are bringing state-of-the-art, high-speed fiber, internet, TV, and phone services right into your home. If you are an Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative member, go to waveruralconnect.com to sign up. That's waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-4WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
New Bud Light Seltzer, huh?
Yep.
And it tastes like a hard seltzer, not a beer?
Yep.
So it's light and refreshing?
Yep.
With a hint of fruit flavor?
Yep.
And 100 calories?
Yep.
You said this is Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
Well, I need to try it.
Yep.
Oh, that tastes great.
Yep.
Now, wait, are you just yupping me?
Nope.
Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer. IRC Beers, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Did someone say, I'm hungry? Visit 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge on the Avenue. Try the new panini sandwiches like the Chicken Pyro or the Cubana or the signature 906 wings. Jumbo wings roasted with honey bacon jam. Want some spice? Try the black and blue wings. Experience their salads, flatbreads, coffees and desserts, top shelf wines and liquors, premium beers, world-class cigars, all in an atmosphere that feels less like a lounge and more like a destination. Sample, indulge, escape. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. Treat your appetite on the Avenue.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Clouds and showers likely tonight. We're looking at overnight lows dropping down in the mid to upper 40s. Scattered showers back in the picture for Tuesday. High temperatures upper 50s to low 60s. And showers with a few isolated thunderstorms for Wednesday with highs in the upper 60s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
I hate everything you just said. KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is halftime. Coming at you from the Bushlight Studios on ESPN 95.3.
They're hilarious.
You guys are awesome, baby. You have these guys, ESPN in Arkansas. They do a good job.
Live from the Bushlight Studios.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here. Woo!
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
Why did that happen in Fayetteville, Arkansas?
Dixon Street. It'll get you.
Streaming live from
Hit that line.
.com.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Jones for the win. He got it. He got it. He got it! Mason Jones banks in a three with 0.1 seconds to play!
Hey, hold on, it's almost halftime.
Second hour halftime. Phil Elson, Matt Smackdown Jenkins, Matty T in studio. Calls and texts 877-377-6963. We are available on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. Get a look at our ugly mugs. Do I need to shave? I was shaving for the last few weeks because we were doing games on a basketball court on television every once in a while. But since we're not leaving the house very much now, do you continue to shave?
Well, I saw something.
Is this a thing?
Yeah, I think that the coronavirus can get stuck in your beard. So I think you have a higher chance of getting the coronavirus if you have facial hair.
Wow, that
could be
sounds really frightening.
Yeah, that sounds like something that could be made up. But I mean, I saw it on the internet, so.
Because everything on the internet is true.
It's true, exactly.
It is, especially the things that really, really scare you, like coronavirus being stuck in your facial hair. Get this. I'm gonna. You guys take the rest of the segment, okay? I'm gonna go downstairs to the shower and I'm gonna shave, okay? I'll be right back. You guys take it from here.
I did see Phil sneezing during, I think it was the segment with Nikki. So.
Ooh.
You're okay.
Into the elbow.
Yeah.
Into the elbow. I feel good though, by the way, but then not like that matters much, right? This is supposed to be something that can sit inside you for a few weeks.
One other thing that I don't know if it's true, and I'm going to lean on you guys' opinion for this. Wesley on our Facebook page said that I am a spitting image of Peter Griffin.
I mean, there's some resemblance.
There is no resemblance, Matty T.
I meant your sense of humor.
Thank you.
Boys, you
better be careful.
A little bit there. You don't quite have the chin. You don't have the same chin, which is probably good for you. Because your chin looks more like a regular human chin rather than,
like, so if I had the double chin, we'd be in good shape.
But you do look a little bit like him. I love Peter Griffin. He's a terrific character. You should take that as a compliment. I get people telling me I look like Joe Rogan all the time. Does that mean I can roll up a joint and smoke it on the radio right now just like him? I don't think I'll do that.
Shouldn't.
Yeah, probably not. Wouldn't work very well here on this family show.
You could do it. You could do it one time. That's the one time, though.
Yeah.
As I'm imitating Joe Rogan. I can only do that as Joe Rogan.
Exactly. So it technically wouldn't be you doing it.
You realize, so maybe I look a little bit like Joe Rogan, but I don't know anything about UFC. He would kick my ass.
You don't do stand-up comedy.
And I don't do stand-up comedy. I just sort of, do some weird comedy on radio broadcasts and baseball games and stuff like that.
Well, he worked on news radio, and you're on the radio. So that's
there you go.
A little bit.
He worked with Phil Hartman. I liked Phil Hartman. These maybe we're the same guy.
Speaking of which,
B from Clarksville wants you to say quahog. Can you pull this off now?
Oh God. How do you say quahog? Is that quahog?
Quahog. So who does Matty T look like? I mean, everybody thinks I look like Joe Rogan. He's Peter Griffin. What's Matty T?
An angel.
That's
Drew Barrymore. Does he look like one of Charlie's angels? Is that what it was?
That would be the one.
I'm studying you hardcore right now, just trying to get up.
You're really undressing me with your eyes.
We need to have. So this would be like one of the brackets that everybody's doing these days. And I know we're still in the midst. Do we have our Final Four for annoying Arkansas sports media bracket?
We do, and I believe voting is still open for the Final Four. The Final Four came down to David Basil and Roger Scott, and Ruskin versus Wally Hall. Right now, Roger Scott is leading Basil 53-47.
Well, Baz and Roger go up against each other every single day on their own show is to see who can laugh the hardest and the most into the microphone. So,
but in
I don't know who I'd vote for there. I love both of them.
And the upset right now, Ruskin is beating Wally Hall 74-26.
Now, are they doing something on their show where they're trying to get people to vote for
Probably.
them?
Right.
Yeah. I think Ruskin wants to win.
Ruskin is trying to be annoying, and he's good at it when he wants to be. I think he's a good sports host, but he's trying to win. Wally isn't trying to win, yet he still might. So that'll take you in the direction that you can see I go with, whether I'm reading Wally today or not. Yeah, Ruskin is running away with it, BE, and I think he probably wants a trophy by the end of it to put on display.
What's the trophy for the most annoying media member?
It's a face being slapped. just a bronze face with a hand coming across it, and you can see spittle coming out of the side of the mouth, just like that, just a slapped face.
You talking about slapping? For some reason, this got brought up on the Morning Rush. Apparently, there's a video. You probably have seen it. Ty getting punched in the face for $25 with a boxing glove.
When was this?
Have you seen this, Phil?
No.
Oh,
why am I not surprised? Though?
I don't know how this, and if Ty can hear me, he'll probably come in here in a minute and then tell the story. Apparently, somehow this got brought up this morning, and things were involved. But someone bet him $25 that he wouldn't take a punch with a boxing glove.
I'm guessing by things you mean alcohol.
I mean, you can use your imagination.
Well, all right. Who's throwing the punch? Is it a boxer?
No, it was
if it's a boxer throwing the punch. You can take that and go away with it. If it's somebody who doesn't know how to throw a punch, take it.
It was one of his friends from college. I think I don't want to speak for him, but it was not a boxer. It was one of his buddies that just happened to have a boxing glove, and Ty got rocked, boy.
Where can I find this?
It's on Ty's phone.
This just sounds like stuff that goes on at 2 a.m. You know, like the lightsaber battles with pool cues. These things always happen, you know, once everything else is closed and the party's about to end. Yeah. It's that moment when you realize, you know what, I think the party's over now because Ty's on the floor bleeding, and we need to rush him to the hospital. So you guys be safe going home. I'll call you and I'll text you an Uber. Let's do it.
In his defense, they actually did have like a couch or some cushions to catch his fall.
Oh, that's
But
smart.
apparently, hang on. Apparently, the punch happened so hard that he missed the couch and landed on a picture frame.
Wow.
With like glass shards and all this other stuff. He was fine, but next time you're here, and they said they were going to put this out on the Twitter page, but yeah, he got rocked.
We need to get that video and then have it on a loop on that television behind you instead of judging.
Bam!
Yeah, that needs to be one of those TikToks I see every news anchor putting out there every single morning.
With the flip the switch challenge.
Fist hitting face, Ty hitting floor, or picture frame.
Yes.
I did a radio show with this guy for a year and a half. I never heard about this thing. What's the deal?
I don't know how it got brought up this morning. I don't remember. I mean, it's 6 o'clock in the morning when we talked about this, so my brain's like, it's slowly starting to turn on when it hits about 6:15 when we're doing the morning rush. But yeah, there was that story, and then I wasn't a part of this, and thank God I wasn't. But I saw some friends, and we were having fun one night. They took the guy's shirt off, and it was $25 to take like the wrestling chop right across your chest, like a barehanded slap across the chest. I have never. The guy that did it, it was so loud. Just like you clap your hands. He had a handprint just right there across his chest for weeks.
Man, I mean, this kind of sounds like a topic we could open up for people. What's the stupidest thing you've ever done? What's the stupidest bet you've ever taken? The stupidest prank you've ever agreed to follow through with?
I got a good one for you. What I did, I think I was fourth or fifth grade, and I was young and stupid. I had two of them. Kids in my third or fourth grade class told me that, hey, Matt, I bet you won't raise your middle finger in class. I didn't know. I was in third grade. I was like, okay. And I gave the bird in class, and then I got sent to the principal's office. And then, like, a year later, I was hanging out with some friends, and they bet me that I wouldn't eat flour, like the powdered flour.
Okay.
That almost killed. It was horrible.
You could choke on it, probably.
Yeah, I was choking.
When I was in middle school, I was always doing dumb stuff in class, trying to impress people, really just making an ass out of myself. There's one time I
That's how most of us get into radio, by the
right.
way.
I had a little trick where I could. First of all, you weren't supposed to chew gum in class, so I was already breaking one rule.
Right.
But I was spitting the gum up in the air in math class and catching it and pressing the girl next to me, and I was up to like 20, 30 times. Then one time I didn't catch it and landed right in the front of my hair and got stuck in my hair. Then I had to go to the principal, and not only did she know I was chewing gum, the principal helped put peanut butter in my hair at school when I was in 7th grade to get to get the gum, because I was in the bathroom about to cut my hair off, because I was like, oh God, I'm gonna get in trouble.
That's so
here.
much.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
says that he charged folks 25 cents to moon someone, and he made $25 that night.
That's a great.
You got to do what you got to do sometimes.
That's a lot of mooning, to be
but
quite
now,
honest.
in
for
2020, that's get charged with sexual assault or somebody showing your behind around.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to raise that price up to about $50 per moon. About $50 would do it for you. That's right. 877-377-6963. What's the stupidest thing you've ever done? And we're only 3 days into this crisis, and that's the topic we've sat on for the time being. Oh, by the way, the ACC has canceled the rest of their spring sports calendar. And you know what means more, obviously? The SEC must mean more, because now it's the only collegiate sports league in Division I that hasn't completely canceled all of their spring sports. We are the one. The SEC at the top of the list.
SEC.
The last one standing. The holdout. Just wait for the news coming down the pike in a couple of weeks. We will not be playing anything anyway, so we're just holding out as long as we can. More halftime after the break.
The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Crabb.
What do you remember from those meetings with the ADs?
Commissioner Sankey and the leadership he demonstrated during the last 48 to 72 hours has been incredible. He really kept us all 14-member institutions on the same page. We've made decisions collectively as a conference, not individually as institutions.
Don't miss the Morning Rush. Weekdays from 6 till 9. Only on ESPN 95.3.
New merchandise is arriving daily at the Golf Nut in Fort Smith. The new Callaway Maverick drivers, fairway woods, hybrids, and irons are now in stock, along with the PXG Gen 3 irons. The new Bridgestone golf balls are here, and come see the great selection of new Volvic Vivid golf balls. With a great selection of golf shoes and apparel in stock, makes the Golf Nut your #1 stop for everything golf. Keep your game sharp, no matter the weather, on the TrackMan Simulator. The top players in the world trust TrackMan, and you can too. The Golf Nut, Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994.
Tommy Craft for the Fence Man. If you've always wanted powered automatic gates at your home or business, but you didn't know who to call, let me tell you about the Fence Man. 479-782-3936. The Fence Man does it all. Custom wrought iron installations, automatic gates, even controlled access systems, and lots more. Ask about 18-month, same as cash financing with approved credit. For your custom fence and gate needs, call the Fence Man. 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
At Frank Pro Furniture for the month of March, we are having the largest tax refund sale ever. The store is full of made in the USA sofas, loves, sectionals, glider rockers, chairs, recliners, and lift chairs. We also carry bedroom furniture, mattresses, and 100% made in the USA speed queen washers and dryers. Frank Pro Furniture is offering special pricing on all cash sales, or we will pay your first $50 down on our in-store no credit check financing. Frank Pro Furniture, 405 4th Street, Barling, Arkansas. Best seats in the house.
Have you downloaded the new Buffalo Wild Wings app? Points, rewards, games, online ordering, it's all there in one app. Buffalo Wild Wings now has new 14-hour hickory smoked brisket. Try it on tots, tacos, a burger, or a sandwich. And now you can deliver B-Dubs faves to your front door with DoorDash with no delivery fees. That's right, you can deliver B-Dubs faves to your front door with DoorDash with no delivery fees. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
In sports, success is measured in points, wins, and trophies. At Shelter Insurance, we measure success in the quality of our products and services, in our community support, in being there when you need us, and the occasional trophy, like the one from J.D. Power for highest customer satisfaction among auto insurers in the Central region. For J.D. Power 2019 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Ask Shelter agents Brandon Zimmerman or Chris Dooley about a free insurance review.
Hi, I'm Lisa Hinton. At Champ Hinton Enterprises, we do things differently. Ask just one of our more than 35,000 customers who have bought their vehicle from us since 1984. Almost 80% of them have come back to buy another one. Why? Because Champ Hinton has one simple goal: putting people in a vehicle that meets their family needs without strapping them with an unrealistic monthly payment. See our inventory at champhinton.com. Experience the difference at Champ Hinton. Take the Arcoma exit, I-540.
With over 40 years combined experience, the team at the law offices of Craig L. Cook understand the definition of work, real work, working for you. Whether you've been injured in an auto accident, on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help navigating bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook, with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Hey, Surrey! You gotta fight for your right to quality.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
Molitor misses the three this time. Long rebound. Joe ahead to Harris. Jalen to the basket. Gets the dunk with two hands. And all of a sudden, the Hogs are within three.
Halftime continuing on this weird Tuesday. Phil Elson, Matt Jenkins, known as SmackDown, Matty T. We're not going to be able to start calling you Family Guy now, can we, SmackDown? We already decided on your nickname. Family Guy can't be it. We can't have another poll, can we? Or can we? Since what else is there to do?
We can rename to see if you want to call me SmackDown or Peter.
SmackDown or Peter, Family Guy would be a good one. You're going to have a family in order to be Family Guy, I think. That's
true.
The only way to work. By the way, Micah tweets us the correct pronunciation of Quahog. It's Cowhog. I thought it was Quahog. I actually have no idea what the thing is. It's what?
Is that where they live on Family Guy?
I was unaware of that, actually. Didn't know. Cowhog definition is an edible clam. So it's a clam. Which inhabits the waters along the Atlantic coast, has a relatively thick shell. So there's your answer to it, right?
Good to know.
There, my friend, is your answer. So you know what's going on right now.
Yeah, they live in Quahog, Rhode Island, on the Family Guy.
Cowhog, though.
Cowhog, excuse me.
Come on, Maddie.
I mean, it's like I didn't just hear what you said.
You got to get it right. So the SEC network is, and this is something they usually do during the summertime. When you have 14 schools, you have 2 weeks of ready-made programming, day by day, in alphabetical order of the best moments from the previous sports calendar year for all of the universities in the SEC. And today is Arkansas's day. How do you like that? They did Alabama yesterday. Auburn is tomorrow. Just go in alphabetical order, and Vanderbilt's going to be dead last. So I was wondering, which fits the bill, doesn't it? You really had to wonder, though, who's putting the program together here? And I saw some people complain that there weren't any baseball games on the SEC network takeover for Arkansas, but I also think that's because none of the games were televised yet. I mean, none of the games were televised by the SEC network,
correct,
or by ESPN for them to actually record and play over. And I don't think they're going to do broadcasts that are just from the Plus. So there are no baseball games, and maybe they're also trying to deliver the idea that maybe there will be a baseball season in the SEC. They're still holding out hope. But who the heck made the decision to program anything about the last football season? Anything at all? I mean, there's plenty of things. Alabama didn't have the usual Alabama season. They still had 3 of last year's games, including the Citrus Bowl win over Michigan on the Alabama SEC network takeover, right? Because they still had a successful year, just not by Alabama standards. Arkansas won 2 games. Both of these games are going to be televised today. In fact, one of them, I think, is on right now. If you're interested in slamming your head against the wall over and over again, you can watch Arkansas and Portland State and relive the vanilla offense. Oh, man.
Hey, win's a win.
A win's a win. That's right. A win's a win. Not that one.
No.
Not that one. That
one
should have been a loss.
We'll save that for the main event tonight.
That one should have been a loss. I'd rather hear the week of sports talk after Arkansas beats Portland State by less than a touchdown, needed a last-moment interception to win it, and then you get the famous phrase of, oh, we were vanilla by design afterwards with quarterback 1A and 1B. What a joke. But then again, I mean, then SEC Network is retelevising the Colorado State-Arkansas football game, the last Razorback win, the last Chad Morris win. And here's the thing. I don't want to watch any of that football game, not one bit of it. You know what I do want to watch? Club Dub, baby.
Oh.
You got to get Club Dub back on the air. Let's restart the club. Let's get the disco lights. Let's throw the streamers all over the place. Let's start spraying water and ginger ale everywhere. Let's do some Club Dub, baby, because it worked so well the last time. Who the heck programmed Arkansas's SEC Network takeover? I think I'd rather watch 3 hours of the old. You know, when network programming used to go off back in the day, when it would turn off and you would just get the beep.
Right.
The beep from like 1 a.m. until 5 a.m. I'd rather watch that than watch anything that had to do with Arkansas football last year.
Well, why couldn't they?
I feel like we're supposed to do Get Off My Lawn. This would be Get Off My Lawn, SEC Network.
Well, I mean, we've had pent-up aggression right now, so it's okay. It's odd. Outside of that, I mean, it's a decent lineup, I think. I mean, it started off with a bang. Before they were Cowboys and 40 Minutes of Hell are two of the best SEC stories that they've ever put together.
Yeah, but they put them at midnight at 1 a.m. for crying out loud.
That's what I'm talking about.
Maybe there were some people staying up. I'm sure there were plenty of people that were awake, but why are you going to put the two best parts of the entire programming day at midnight and 1 a.m.? Put the football games early in the morning when nobody's awake. Goodness gracious. I've never been a television programmer. I don't want to be a television programmer, but I'd be better than whoever programmed the SEC Network today.
Get off my lawn.
Get off my TV.
I can't follow that. I really can't. I was doing good, and then you got really aggressive real quick. No, yeah.
Rest of the day, they get the SEC Outdoor Track and Field Championships from last year.
Whoa.
You'll get a 30-minute inside look at Arkansas basketball.
That'd be interesting.
That's at 3:30. They'll replay the Arkansas-Alabama basketball game at 4 o'clock. That was a high-octane ball game. LSU Arkansas. I'm assuming that's the game that Arkansas won. I don't think they're going to put the game Arkansas lost there. That's at 6 o'clock, and then. For your ignoring pleasure at 8 o'clock is Colorado State versus Arkansas football. The Razorbacks won at Razorback Stadium this last. When was that? That was September. Gosh, it feels like 5 years ago.
One of 4 games in 2 years, baby.
Gosh, I mean seriously, and I mean you got some really good other programs, I'm sure. I mean, let's just look back at what Alabama did yesterday, because that would be like I'd rather watch the Alabama stuff involving football than anything involving Razorback football from last year, okay? Alabama showed at midnight, they showed their win over Ole Miss football, In Search of Derek Thomas, showed a couple of women's basketball games. How could you not show any women's basketball games on SEC Network for the season that Mike Neighbors' team had? Forget about not putting baseball on. How can the women's basketball team not be on the SEC Network takeover when Alabama's women's basketball team is on twice? And the Razorbacks had a much better season. It doesn't make sense to me. They put gymnastics, softball on. No softball for Arkansas either. Again, this is very poor programming. Very poor. This is an intern with a bad attitude that put this thing on. I've got to find somebody else.
I'd be curious to see who put. Yeah, I would genuinely like to. Like, obviously, they've got plenty of footage. Like, why couldn't they play, like, heck, the Texas Bowl or something with Bielema would be a whole lot more sufficient than anything, in my mind. Or just don't play football. Obviously, it's not been anything. Just don't do it. There's been plenty of better basketball games.
Football. That's exactly right. But you know why they have to put football on? Because it clears 3 hours.
And it pays the bills.
It's just a time thing. It's only for time. A women's basketball broadcast is going to be 2 hours. I don't think they had any baseball games recorded that they could actually play back. So, a baseball game is going to take up plenty of time. But a football game is going to give you at least, 3.5 hours of content. So that's why they must have put that thing on. That's a stupid thing, you know. And whoever put on the programming for today's SEC Network Takeover, they can call us up with the answer to the question, "What's the stupidest thing you've ever done?"
And they say,
"Well,
I
programmed Arkansas versus Portland State and Arkansas versus Colorado State on an SEC Network Takeover." I think that would qualify as a pretty stupid thing. We do have a couple of texts. One text here from a 479 that says he camped in a cemetery. That sounds more scary than stupid. Another text from a different 479 number says he once had a super glue duct tape wax on his leg for $20. There's a lot going on there. Super glue, duct tape, wax, 3 different sticky substances to yank the hair off. Has the hair grown back on your leg? Text from the 479. Let us know. 877-377-6963. You want to know the stupidest thing I've ever done?
Let's hear it.
Well, I've got a lot. In these 43 years. Done some really stupid things. But probably the closest thing I did to coming close to ending my life would have been the time at the age of 8 that I was caught underneath one of the neighbors from across the street. I was underneath their truck lighting matches. Nobody paid me to do it. There was no dare.
Were you a pyromaniac as a kid?
I was at a moment at the age of 8 where I was into lighting matches. I think we all hit that point in life.
There.
And my parents continue to have a giant, like an overly large elephant-sized brandy stiffener that is filled with matchbooks from restaurants all across the country.
You used to get them all the time everywhere you went.
That's right. When you actually used to get matches, because back then everybody smoked, and the 8-year-olds were pyromaniacs just like me. So I learned how to light one of the matches so that the rest of them would light on fire about 2 seconds later. And what's the best place to do that where nobody can see you? Under somebody's truck.
Obviously.
Right by the gas tank. Yes. That's the closest I've also come to having my ear ripped off as I was dragged across the street by the old lady who lived in that house, dragging me to my parents so that they could put me in grounding hell for the next 2 weeks. I didn't have
you only got 2 weeks for that?
I didn't. Oh, yeah, they didn't let me play with my cell phone. I couldn't play my PlayStation. Wasn't able to watch any of my Netflix back in 1985. We'll come back more halftime after this.
Drive a diesel-powered truck? Then you'll want to check out this bargain of the month from Metters Lumber True Value. Right now, you can pick up a 2.5-gallon package of Blue Def diesel exhaust fluid with convenient nozzle for only $12.99 while supplies last. Blue Def is a high-purity synthetic mixture that improves emissions and fuel economy in diesel-powered vehicles. Pick up this bargain of the month and other automotive needs at Metters Lumber True Value.
Start building the backyard of your dreams with a semi-in-ground pool from our friends at Burton Pools and Spas. Hi, Tommy Kraft here to tell you about the best pool builder you can find anywhere in the region. It's Burton Pools and Spas. Award-winning pool designs, award-winning service, and people you can count on for decades at Burton Pools and Spas. Hey, if you'd like to have a pool in your backyard to spend quality time with family, keeping you cool all summer long when the temperatures get hot, but you don't want to break the bank, ask about semi-in-ground pools. These are a great way to go to provide all the comfort and all the quality time with family right in your own backyard with a semi-in-ground pool from Burton Pools and Spas. And semi-in-ground pools start at just $99.97. So enjoy the backyard of your dreams with a semi-in-ground pool from Burton Pools and Spas for under $10,000. Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith. Burton Pools and Spas, your source for backyard fun.
Have you downloaded the new Buffalo Wild Wings Wings app, points, rewards, games, online ordering, it's all there in one app. Buffalo Wild Wings now has new 14-hour hickory smoked brisket. Try it on tots, tacos, a burger, or a sandwich. And now you can deliver B-Dubs faves to your front door with DoorDash with no delivery fees. That's right, you can deliver B-Dubs faves to your front door with DoorDash with no delivery fees. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
Is your home at least 10 years old and served by OG&E? OG&E is offering Arkansas customers a free weatherization program to increase your comfort and lower your bills. A trained crew will perform an energy audit at no cost to you, and if your home qualifies, our crews will install measures that will save you money. The services provided through this program are absolutely free to qualifying homes. If you could benefit from free home weatherization improvements, call OG&E at 1-800-272-9741. That's 1-800-272-9741.
Metal Mart offers high-quality prefabricated metal buildings, metal roofing, custom trim shop, carports, and more. They strive to be a company where contractors as well as do-it-yourselfers are welcome. Metal Mart assists you in calculating the materials needed to complete your project, all at a rate you can afford. Stop by 7320 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith or call 648-3342. You can also catch them online at metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
This is ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
At the horn from the other end, no good, and Arkansas wins it. The Razorbacks win it by 2 tonight in College Station, down to the wire, and Arkansas comes out of here with a victory.
Welcome back into Halftime Smackdown. Phil Elson, Matty T. We're asking what your stupidest moment is in your life, and we've got several of them in here. And you know what's not stupid, Phil? Taking advantage of this offer from our friends over at BetUSRacing.com/morningrush. You name it, they've got it. They've got plenty of horse racing, sportsbook, blackjack, roulette, and 200-plus casino games. You can bet on over 200 horse racing tracks across our great country, and you, the ESPN Arkansas listeners, can qualify for an exclusive $500 welcome bonus when you sign up with BetUSRacing.com/morningrush. No need to get out when you have access to all of this from your computer or your mobile device. So make sure you go to BetUSRacing.com/morningrush and take advantage of the exclusive $500 welcome bonus for our great listeners. One last time, it's BetUSRacing.com/morningrush.
Yesterday, they closed the casinos in Oklahoma, and I saw the governor announce today for the next 2 weeks, Arkansas stuff's closed.
Yep.
Yeah, well, you got to make sure you stay inside. Don't be. Hey, have they closed down arcades yet? That would be the next one.
Phil,
pool halls.
You know what they did close down yesterday? Regal Cinemas announced they were closing, and today my AMC theaters here are closed. They said for 6 to 12 weeks. I've never gone that long without going to the movie theater. I've never gone more than like a couple of weeks.
Well, I mean, you did the Movie Pass thing.
That's exactly right.
Around.
And but see, now AMC had their own version of it. You know, for $20 a month, you get to see 3 a week. So they're pausing the subscriptions, until they open back up.
So does that mean you just start to purchase movies online?
That's what it means.
Or be one of the first to watch Frozen 2 that Disney's putting out on their Plus?
I didn't watch that. I saw it was available. But, I mean, there is all this stuff on Netflix and Hulu that I'm paying for that I never watch. So maybe I could take advantage of all that.
I'm close, and Phil, you might be able to answer. You were talking about just Netflix and stuff you don't watch. I'm close because I have a subscription with Spotify. I don't hardly use it just on rare occasions. So that's like $9. Netflix is $9. I only watch The Office and a few movies. I'm close to subscribing to getting rid of it and going to ESPN Plus, just so I can have the 30 for 30 documentaries.
You want the 30 for 30s, yeah.
I was disappointed that ESPN Plus didn't have that much on there. There's still everything I wanted to watch. You still had to have the regular ESPN subscription. Like when I was trying to watch Razorback basketball games and stuff, it's like you get this Plus programming, but still, it's like you really need a regular ESPN subscription.
But you got to have to do that, because I've heard a lot of people talk about that, and I was able to get around with it because at home back in BB, parents have a Dish Network subscription. Yeah. You could sign in through ESPN with that, and then you get literally every channel, like the Network Plus channels and all that good stuff, or the SEC Network Plus channels, excuse me. But no, I love the ESPN 30 for 30s, the one that they did about who's the Spike Lee and Reggie Miller. That's one of my all-time favorites. That the 2-part one they did about the Miami Hurricane football program. There are so many good.
They did one about the XFL.
I think they did do one about the XFL.
Yeah, the first version of the XFL.
So I'm tempted.
Well, you know what, guys? I didn't turn the TV on once. Once the show was over yesterday, I took advantage of the opportunity to take a dog on a lengthy walk.
There you go.
And actually had a conversation or two, and we played Yahtzee last night. It had been like 30 years since I'd played Yahtzee, and I forgot how to play, as if that's even if you can really forget how to play a game as simple as Yahtzee. But that was the night. We had about an hour-long game of Yahtzee, and it made me feel like I was 8 years old again, having game night with my parents.
Is Yahtzee
sure
fun?
it's fun?
See, I don't know. I've never played Yahtzee, but I was.
If you like rolling dice, it's fun. But it just reminded me of those nights being a kid. Before I didn't have a video game system that mattered. We did have cable TV, but I actually did like my parents and my sister, and we would sit around and play a game. Clue. We dressed up as the characters from Clue.
Oh, wow.
Every once in a while. Yeah, we were that family, okay?
Wow.
We would play, there was
the thing about Clue, you need more than
Yahtzee.
2 people to play Clue, because I bought Clue and it was just me and my girlfriend. I'm like, oh wait, we need 3 or more people to play this, so I've got Clue sitting at home.
You talking about Clue, and going back to our conversation yesterday about me being an RA, we did every Halloween, or I say every Halloween, I was only an RA for a year, but Halloween we would do this big like scavenger hunt or something. The year I was an RA, we did the game of Clue. And there were 4 men, 3 female RAs and 4. I was a backup RA at that point. I don't know. It's been years since I played Clue. Moral of the story: I had to dress up as Mrs. White off of Clue.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
That's also
good.
a great
movie,
too.
Did you put on a wig? Did you try to look like Betty White?
Yeah, I'll see if I can find this picture. I'll send it to you.
I hope Betty White's doing all right.
I am quite attractive.
No, don't send it to me. You have to tweet it out so our listeners can see this.
But I don't need this getting out on social media.
No, we need it.
Well, if you send it to me, I'm going to put it on social media.
Okay,
so think about that before you send it.
Okay, fair enough.
If you're telling everybody that you dressed as Betty White,
nobody,
Mrs. White.
Our listeners don't want to see me dressed up as Mrs. White off of Clue.
Some probably do.
I was Colonel Mustard.
Ooh,
that's the one I dressed up as. Had a tie, suit and tie, and everything. I didn't have the monocle though. That's the next thing that I needed. We're getting some good texts in here on stupid things that people have done. I think everybody can connect with the idea of doing something stupid and something that you remember and something that you probably got in trouble for.
Wow.
Troy used to throw.
Oh Lord!
What could go wrong?
22 caliber cartridges on concrete to hear them explode.
That's like every.
That's one way.
That's every third grade boy.
Is that better than shooting the gun? Just throwing the bullets down onto the ground as hard as you can? Well, I would classify that, Troy. I think that one belongs. Thanks for letting us know. B.E. from Clarksville reminded me that the father in him cringed when he heard the story of me lighting matches under somebody's truck. So yeah, that could have ended this show years before it started. Adam from Wynn says he was trying to push start an old 3-wheeler that had his head down, pushing it as hard as he could, and then ran into a parked car and right into his handlebars. Greg in Fort Smith used to torch his next door neighbor's doorbell when he was 11. Wow, it's good. By the way, the statute of limitations on all of these things has passed, so you can be upfront and honest with the stupidest things you've ever done, and the authorities can't do anything about it.
There was another time. I think I was in like freshman or sophomore in college, and I had just got a jet ski. It was like my first big boy purchase by myself. I did the loan, like I did all that.
That's smart purchase.
Good
investment.
It was a great investment. Say that sarcastically, but it was a heck of a lot of fun to drive Groves Ferry Lake with it. But anyway, I drove it one time, did the test drive, and got it out. I purchased it. It was all mine. And then right before we get out there, it wouldn't start. Like, it would not start. It wouldn't do anything. And I was fuming. I was cussing. My dad was cussing because he couldn't figure out what was wrong. I couldn't figure it out. My mom walks up. I kid you not. She looked at it, and she said, Matt, the fuel gauge is turned off. Because on the side of the jet ski, and like if you've rode 4-wheelers quite a bit, there's a reserve tank. Like there's a switch. You can turn the fuel intake off. You turn the fuel on, and then there's this reserve tank. It was turned off. You turn it on. It's amazing how well it works when you turn the fuel gauge on, and then it goes.
You didn't know that before you bought
No,
it?
nope. That never got mentioned to me.
I like Cody in Mountain Home. He did something that I did when I was in 5th grade to impress the kids in class.
Yep.
He snorted crushed up Smarties on the school bus in 4th grade for free. I snorted Pixie Sticks.
My man. Yeah, we did.
Did
Pixie
you taste it? I mean, can you taste it at that point too?
Not really. No, I just remember it burning and
it burned.
I would think it burns pretty heavily. Candies are made to be tasted, not snorted.
There's another one in here. NCA Hog from Yellville. He said he drilled not one but 2 holes into his brand new Spartan lawnmower gas tank.
Why?
He must have been working on something. I don't know that, but yeah. Russell and Mountain Home, a farm truck plus a snow-covered gravel road plus a car hood.
Funny how so many of these stupid things involve vehicles. Those are like, I'm lighting matches under trucks. A lot of these things involve vehicles. I guess that's like when you think of something stupid, you're pretty much thinking something that's close to causing your death.
Yeah, I did stuff with
like
firecrackers.
Darwin Award sort of stuff.
Yeah,
Have you ever looked at firecrackers?
I would drop those like M80s into plastic bottles and see if I could screw the cap on before it would blow up. I was in 7th grade doing that. Yeah, during the summertime I left.
And here I was. I thought eating Pop Rocks and drinking Pepsi at the same time was stupid when I did it at the age of 9. Turned out it wasn't quite so stupid.
That was just an urban
These are all kinds of things, by the way, that go on the Darwin Award Twitter account. You ever looked at this Twitter feed, Darwin Award?
Zero.
It's exactly the stuff we're talking about. The stupidest things you will ever see a human being do, and still live to see it. I think I'm pretty sure nobody that was any of their pranks or stunts has caused the death, but it looks like it would have. Just go to Darwin Award, do a search on your Twitter feed.
There's some good ones.
Seriously, I mean It's hours of entertainment, that you can use to make sure you never do any of these things. And Matt's already looking at this stuff.
I know.
SmackDown's already looking at it.
It's just like going bodyboarding and dude just gets creamed by a wave.
Stupid things being done. Is Tom Brady stupid for not retiring? Guy still thinks he can win some football games, and he's leaving the Patriots. Stupid things done by Bill O'Brien of the Houston Texans, trading your best player and not getting virtually anything in return. How about that? Oh, we've got one more segment. We'll see just how stupid we can be. 877-377-6963, and that will include Get Off My Lawn. Right back.
Did someone say, I'm hungry? Visit 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge on the Avenue. Try the new panini sandwiches, like the chicken pyro or the cubana, or the signature 906 wings. Jumbo wings roasted with honey bacon jam. Want some spice? Try the black and blue wings. Experience their salads, flatbreads, coffees and desserts, top shelf wines and liquors, premium beers, world-class cigars, all in an atmosphere that feels less like a lounge and more like a destination. Sample, indulge, escape. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. Treat your appetite on the Avenue.
Spring is here and the deals are hot at Hertz Car Sales, 2810 Midland Boulevard. New inventory is arriving daily with a great selection to choose from, like GM, Ford, Toyota, Nissan, and many more. You will find your experience to be easy and affordable as the staff at Hertz finds the perfect car, SUV, or truck that you were looking for. And remember, trade-ins are always welcome. Make the short drive to Hertz Car Sales and find there's no better way to buy your next vehicle. Call them today at 783-1722 or check them out online at buyfromhertz.com. Hertz Car Sales, when you're ready.
At Chuck Fawcett Realty, service matters. That's why Chuck Fawcett Realty has 4 convenient office locations with 2 in Fort Smith, 1 in Van Buren, and 1 in Greenwood to serve you better. At Chuck Fawcett Realty, their highly trained professional agents matter because when your family is making that big decision on where to live, they can help you find that just right new home in a price range that you can afford. If you're looking for that special home, see Chuck Fawcett Realty at any of their 4 area locations or online at chuckfawcettrealty.com. That's Chuck Fawcett Realty.
Kevin Hickey Law has a great team of people who are dedicated to your legal cares. Kevin Hickey's law team is made up of experienced, caring individuals centered around divorce, child and custody, DHS matters, and more, serving the Fort Smith area and Northwest Arkansas. Make the right decision. Call Kevin Hickey Law at 479-434-2414 and for Northwest Arkansas, 479-802-6560 or the web at kevinhickeylaw.com, where our clients are our main priority from start to finish.
Hi, this is Melissa with True Grit Running Company. We love it when a new year rolls around. It's a clean slate and a chance to start over. Who doesn't love that? We want to help you make 2020 your year. Come in, share your goals with us, and we'll help you achieve them. Not only do we have the best running products, but we have the know-how, the connections, and events to get you started and keep you going. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram for all the fun happenings at True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
Wave Rural Connect is bringing state-of-the-art fiber, internet, TV, and phone services right into your home. Get amazing fast fiber internet, 100 megabits for only $49.95 per month, or 1 gigabit for only $79.95 per month. TV packages from the basics to our amazing Altered TV, starting at $32.95. Fiber phone services start at $29.95. Go to waveruralconnect.com to find out if we are installing in your area, or call 1-833-4-WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Advanced Mechanical Performance, your premier UTV, off-road, truck, and Jeep repair facility. Whether it's a lift kit, an oil change, or a complete makeover of your machine, go see Cody and the gang at AMP and get it right the first time. These guys know what they're doing and are doing what they know. Advanced Mechanical Performance, 3201 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith. Call them today at 434-4161.
Have you downloaded the new Buffalo Wild Wings app? Points, rewards, games, online ordering, it's all there in one app. Buffalo Wild Wings now has new 14-hour hickory smoked brisket. Try it on tots, tacos, a burger, or a sandwich. And now you can deliver B-Dubs faves to your front door with DoorDash with no delivery fees. That's right, you can deliver B-Dubs faves to your front door with DoorDash with no delivery fees. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
This is ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
Jones gets a screen right side. Mason keeps the dribble with the left hand. He'll launch a three, and he got it to go! Mason Jones with a contested three. He knocked it down. Hogs are up by 3.
You know, Nikki Chabanel put out a tweet 20 minutes ago that I think has a lot of truth to it. Gyms are being shut down all across the country. I saw a video of the University of Michigan baseball players putting together a fake outdoor gym that they were selling $15 memberships for $5 for guests, but it was pretty much outside their residence hall, and they were working with the medicine ball and doing pull-ups, and they had moved their weight system out there as well. So it's one of the other ways you got to be creative is how to stay in shape if you're an athlete, and really if you're just a regular human being that utilizes a gym membership to keep your body healthy. How do you do that? Nikki says, imagine being the new Arkansas Strength and Conditioning Department or program nutritionists, and you see 2 months of work totally wiped out. Gyms nationwide shutting down. It's going to be extremely tough for athletes to maintain what they've built this spring, and there is a lot of truth to that. I'll tell you, there is, and that's one of the reasons why I view the thought of being able to just come back in the middle of April and play baseball, even if it's early May. You're going to have guys who were unable to see live pitching or keep their arms in shape, and you just can't snap your fingers and start sports up again. You need a little more time to ramp up the physical activity to be back into what would be even close to game shape. So, I mean, this just adds another layer of how do you do this once life returns to normal as far as sports are concerned, and it just leads me to more belief, just like the ACC did today, that the SEC sooner or later, and I think probably sooner rather than later, will have to make a statement about canceling the rest of the spring sports calendar. But at least we're the last holdout, and at least it still means more. 877-377-6963 for calls and texts, and we'll wrap up the show today with Get Off My Lawn.
I'd appreciate if he would address me as Colonel or Sir. I believe I've earned it. Do not you what? Off my presence with authority. Oh, man.
You're not going to amount to jack squat!
Get off my lawn.
So you already know how I feel about the SEC network takeover of Arkansas today. This is a joke. It's a joke. They did put one women's basketball game on there. Okay, very good. I feel good about that. Tennessee versus Arkansas. Well, that was at 3 o'clock in the morning, as if anybody was up to watch that. So you put the football wins over Colorado State and Portland State as if that's supposed to give anybody a positive feeling about a 6-point win over an FCS program or a victory over a downtrodden Division I program in Colorado State that switched coaches during the offseason. By the way, they waited until the end of the season to get rid of Mike Bobo rather than Arkansas. But the only thing you can remember looking at that Arkansas-Colorado State game is the ridiculous club dub thing afterwards, which I'll say this, and I should own this. The Monday after their win, I defended the use of club dub as just say, hey, enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Just don't bring that attitude into this next week, which was the week of San Jose State, which turned into one of the most embarrassing losses in Arkansas football history. So, and I do think that club dub thing had a little bit to do with an overconfidence that the team had of just being, a Power 5 team, an SEC team, and laying a giant egg against San Jose State. So, I can't get who programmed this with no baseball, one women's basketball that's aired at a time that nobody's going to watch it. Justin texted us earlier and reminds us soccer had an historic season for Arkansas soccer standards, and that belonged on there too, and there's no soccer game to watch. So you got to get the football off the TV. Arkansas fans want no remembrance of Chad Morris being in an Arkansas shirt or anything with the hat on, the visor. They don't want to remember about Chad Morris. Just let him be the Auburn offensive coordinator, SEC Network, and get off my lawn. SmackDown, you're up.
So if you're a wrestling fan, you'll agree with me. If you're not, then just give me a minute and just let me gripe for a second. The one last thing that I had going in my life was WrestleMania was coming up here in a couple weeks. It's going to be in Tampa, Florida. Everything they were still holding hope to, I was holding out my hope that they were still going to have it. They went ahead. They canceled WrestleMania in Tampa. Instead, they're going to move WrestleMania and do it in their Performance Center in Orlando, the biggest pay-per-view of the year, with no fans.
So you still get to see it, though.
But
at least they're doing it.
They're doing it, but it's a joke now. Like you can't have the biggest wrestling event literally in the world. We're going from 80,000 people to a big goose egg.
So would you rather them not do it at all?
Do what?
Would you rather them not do it at all?
I'd say postpone it because I woke up this morning to a rumor, and this was on a bunch of wrestling stuff that I follow because I'm that guy. There's a rumor going around that they are hopefully going to postpone it, the whole event until June and do it at Madison Square Garden in New York City, which I would be completely on board with because from a wrestling, like they're having matches again with like the Undertaker's wrestling, Goldberg is wrestling. There's a lot of big matches. You're going to give these away.
Goldberg is back?
Goldberg is back. Goldberg is actually the Universal Champion right now. That's a touchy subject if there's any wrestling fans out there. I think
Goldberg was the one wrestler that my boss with the Travelers even knew. Bill Valentine. He just knew there was he was just looking for things to sell at the ballpark, and he figured, well, just get some stuff of that Goldberg guy that everybody just seemed to be a big fan of. He had no idea who Goldberg was. He just knew he was a popular wrestler. I didn't know he was still around.
I don't know. I guess I'm just aggravated that it's going to if they're going to go through with what they said they're going to do and hold WrestleMania with no fans, it's going to be the most depressing Mania I'll ever see. So
Depress Mania. Just change the name from WrestleMania to Depression Mania.
Depression Mania. So
it's like he's given Vince McMahon. He's given up the integrity of the program just for the almighty dollar.
Whatever. I'm still.
Hey, hold on a second here, SmackDown. We might have a get off my lawn from a texter here for you to tell him. John in Fayetteville asks, I hate to say this, but isn't wrestling a joke in general?
Wrestling is not a joke. No.
That hits close to home there, John. His name is
the applause
for a reason.
Turn it off. Look, I know wrestling's not for anybody.
For anybody at all.
It's fine. That's fair. It's a very exclusive audience. That's fine. You are entitled to your own opinion. By the way, I mean, it's hard for me to take an opinion from a guy that doesn't have the H in John.
Burn.
So,
yeah,
sorry,
take that,
I didn't mean that, John.
He's coming at you with personal stuff
I'm
now.
sure you're fantastic. So, no, I get it. I get made fun of for watching wrestling, and then the people, I was like, so what do you watch? Oh, I watched The Bachelor. I was like, okay. And The Bachelor's not a joke? So, no, that's fair. That's fine. I'm a Cowboys fan, and I like wrestling. I'm the brunt of every joke that has ever been created.
I got another get off my lawn. I saw where the state of Florida has now banned gatherings of 10 people or more on the beach. Did you see the video from Clearwater, Florida yesterday from above? I'm talking thousands upon thousands of beachgoers frolicking in the ocean like everything's normal again. Just ridiculous. I mean, are you living under a rock? Do you know what's going on right now? Clearwater, Florida? And I'm not saying to the city. The people that were in that video, you don't need to just get off my lawn or out of my ocean. You probably need to get off the earth, at least for the next 4 or 5 months.
Get off my planet.
Yes, get off of my planet, please.
I need to meet John in person. We're having a little dispute right now. He says he spells his name the right way. Yeah.
Oh, better watch out there, John.
I know.
Hey, we can get you guys into the squared circle together.
I mean,
John, how big are you? Let's do the Dan Patrick thing. Text us your size, your height, and your weight, so that we know exactly, if you match up against
the tail of the tape.
Your tail of tape is, again, Matt, what was it?
I am about 6'4", about a good hefty 325, and I got a size 16 shoe that can shove it. Never mind.
And his
sorry,
nickname is
I almost went the rock on you.
By
the way, John, actually, if you really want to say it's a joke, WWE did give you Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. It did give you Stone Cold Steve Austin, two of the most legendary wrestlers in the world. And it also brought you a man that John is definitely the right. Oh, I could take John. He's only 6 foot tall.
How does John Cena spell his name?
6 foot 280.
Oh, I could take him.
This would be a good one though. This would be a wrestling match I'd like to referee.
That'd be fun. Yeah, we'll get you and Tommy to referee it.
Well, that's true. Tommy would have to be involved in this as well. The two of us together, I think, would be a really good combination of referees.
I got
all the Johns with no H's in their names are all coming out of the woodwork. You got Jon from Mountain Home now. John is definitely the right way to spell it with no H.
Matty T, you got to get off my lawn?
Yes, Phil, when I was younger, if I was at a school during some kind of event like this, we'd be left with whatever VHS tapes we had in our house. And it's not like, your parents are like buying you every movie that comes out. So you've got 5 or 6 of your, go-to movies. But
that's right. This is why men of my age and Matty T's age memorized all the movies from the 1980s.
That's why I can recite Tommy Boy, from start to finish.
That's why I know Fletch word for word.
But now it's like even if you just have Amazon Prime Video, you've got a world, and it seems like an endless supply of new movies to watch, and it made me think about it because I know the movie Clue, it had Christopher Lloyd in it and stuff, and had alternate endings. I saw that was available on Amazon Prime the other day, and I remember going to a video store and not being able to find it. So even movies that were hard to find back then are just a click away. So get off my lawn. You kids don't know what it was like.
Yeah, I mean, we would have had to figure out a way to get Blockbuster to deliver movies, which really would have been the precursor to Netflix.
It would have. It would have started earlier.
Maybe if this pandemic would have occurred 35 years ago, we would have already had Netflix by the mid-'90s. So, maybe there would have been a good thing. Who knows? The times like this, crises sometimes lead to great technological breakthroughs. So I wonder what great breakthrough is coming from this crisis outside of a freaking vaccine that works. We get that going.
I'll tell you. You know what's coming out of it? Matt Jenkins versus John from Fayetteville. It's happening at WrestleMania!
Good enough for me. WrestleMania, we'll do it once everything is back to normal, once normalcy does return. Thanks for being with us today, folks. For Matty T, for SmackDown, I'm Phil. Get up, get out, get better.
Have you downloaded the new Buffalo Wild Wings app? Points, rewards, games, online ordering, it's all there in one app. Buffalo Wild Wings now has new